Alright, so we've got local installed. Now what we want to do is just create a new site. So I'm just going to go ahead and create new site. And I'm going to just call it tutorial example. But this is like what your site name is. So whatever you plan on your site being called, this is where it's going to go. Now you'll notice that we can say it's going to do .local. That just means that instead of .com, which is on the internet, or .edu or .org, .local means it's going to be on, local on your computer. I wouldn't touch this at all. Now, this you're going to want to probably change the site path. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to make a folder, already did, make a folder named basically what your site is. So in this case, you can see it says tutorial example, right? So I just make a new folder on the desktop, and that way you can grab it and go from place to place, and you should be able to import and export. Okay. Yay. I'm going to go back here. So under local site path, I'm going to hit browse. And I'm going to go to desktop and tutorial example, and I'm going to select that folder. Okay, so whatever your folder is, just navigate to that. I'll hit continue, and then we are just going to go preferred. That's fine. WordPress username, you have to memorize this because this is how you're actually going to get in and out of your site. If you don't memorize it, you won't be able to get into it, and then you'll just be locked out of your own thing. So I'm just going to call it vCPU, just because that's the password for everything, vCPU. And then you might want to actually put your email in here. We're not doing a multi-word site, and then hit add site. Now, again, like everything else here, it's going to take a super long time for it to make all this stuff because it's got to make the environment. You might have to tell it, like, it's okay. There's a lot of that pops up, which I think some of you haven't seen in the tutorials. In the video because I've been pausing it, but you might have to keep clicking like okay, so you kind of have to sit with it. But yeah, so it's going to take a little while. It says it's adding it. Should be a bar, I would think. But so I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this until this gets done, and then when it's done, I will start the video up again. All right, so this is officially finished, and just to show you, if you look in that folder now, you'll see that you have a bunch of stuff. So go to app, yada yada yada, WP content, all of the stuff for your website basically are inside of this folder. So this folder that you made initially, that we said the destination was, that's the site. So that's the thing that has to go with you wherever you go. All right. Okay, good. All right, so to actually go into it, we can click on view site, and that will actually open up the site in the web browser, which I'm going to bring this back over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come on. There we go. It should pop open in here, hopefully. It's going really slow. Looking good. Okay. Well, that's still working. I'm also going to click on the admin. All right. So here you go. This is what the site is. And basically, whenever you do a fresh install of WordPress, it gives you this. But you can see up here it says tutorial example.local. That was the name of the address. So now that's working. And if I go to the WP, so we had two options. One just opens up the site, that's view site, and this will actually open up the admin section. In WordPress, it's always the name of the address, then / then dash WP, I'm sorry, WP dash admin, like this. I'm gonna leave that alone. So you can see this one's .login, but whatever, that would work all the same. So you go here, and it was vCPU. Don't do vCPU, by the way. vCPU, and I'll have it remember me, and we'll log in. You can, we're not too worried about it being secure right now, so I'm just gonna have it saved. But and we wait. Okay. So yeah, we have all the stuff here. We have our pages. All the good stuff is basically in here, and then you can start working on it. Now, what I want to do is not this stuff. So you want to basically do two things to start with. You want a theme and you want a plugin. Okay, so the theme would be basically a style that's basically a pre-made kind of template for your site. So I'm actually going to click on this because this has got 50 plus free responsive WordPress sites, and it just gives you like I don't know. This one just has like a bunch of like examples here, so you can kind of see they all look kind of nice. Never allow. I don't want you bothering me. Okay, so you can look through these, but what you can actually do is, here we go. Go to Appearance, Themes. So Appearance and then Themes. And you will see that it has 2017, 2015, 2016. I'm surprised I haven't 2018 yet, but basically each one of these are the ones from each year, I guess. And right now these are the ones that are currently installed. Okay, and to give you an example, if I go again into Apps, Public, and then we go to Content, you'll see a Themes folder. Here they are right here. So what we're going to do eventually is make sort of a custom one. But these are just 3 that they pre-install, just so you have something to start with. But we can add a new one. So click on Add New. And then this part is the part that's going to take, that you're going to have to spend your time deciding on. But basically, they have ones that are paid, and they have ones that are free. And these are just all these nice little pre-made ones. You can go by popular, favorites. You can search for a theme. I like this one. I'm going to go with this one just because, right? So there we go. And it looks like it's free, right? Looks like it is. Okay. So wait, hang on a second. What does that say? Elements. Okay. So I'm just going to click on Install, and it's going to install the theme. Doopa 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 doopa. Unfortunately, everything is very slow when it comes to WordPress. I'm going to hit exit on that. It should still be installing it, see? But yeah, so there's a bunch of other options. So I can click on popular. You can actually, so this actually has a, like we're connected to the internet when we're doing this. So you can kind of search through them here, but you can also, instead of installing them directly from here, you can download it'll be a zipped folder. You might be able to find some that way, and then you download it and put it in. But okay, let's see. And then, oops, go up here and let's see. Installed. Let's see. Where's the one that I just did? Latest. Let's see. Let's just go back to themes again. Wait. Yeah, let's leave page. Connection lost a certain. Oh, really? Okay. Apparently, let me redo that again. So I'm just gonna go back to featured. And come on. What you're gonna notice is that, and like everything else, just WordPress is really slow. I don't know why it's so slow. I'm gonna click on install again. Oh, okay. This time it happened. Okay. So there's live preview. I want to activate it. And that's gonna make that this will then become our theme. Right now, this one you can see is the active one. All right. Come on. Man. So you're going to want to do is basically go through, look for a theme that you want, and then activate. Now you can see this one's activated. And if I go back here and I refresh, it should update and be the new theme. Well, you should spend a long time looking for, oh, this is the base page anyway, looking for a good theme, okay? So we're going to call that good as far as a theme. The other thing I'm going to want to do is to, and like I said, you can, is basically to install these plugins. Okay, so these are the main ones that I would suggest that you're going to use. There's a bunch of other ones too, but basically plugins are not themes. Themes are more of an aesthetic thing. Plugins, what they'll do is they basically affect how you make the site and the thing that the sites can do. So there's all sorts of different plugins. Like, you know, a plugin that you click a button and it'll have like a little mini image will pop up, or it'll have a movie pop up, or, you know, when someone hovers over something, it bounces around, or there's ones for like shopping carts, like if you're selling stuff. There's all sorts of, it just adds functionality more or less to both the actual site itself and the way that you make the site. So we're going to do page builder, Elementor actually I never really use, but that's another one. And duplicate post I use quite a bit too. So let's go back to here. All right, so then I'm gonna go to plugins. Is it going? Yeah, it's going. So slow. All right, so you can see I don't have any plugins. I'm gonna add new. And actually, the ones that I'm suggesting are pretty much like the top ones. They'll be right there. So, although I don't see them, I thought they would pop right up. So let's go to popular. And they have ones that will like protect you from being hacked. They have ones that will do things where they see, I thought it would be in here. Okay, duplicate posts. I want to install that one, so I'm going to click install now. And then, let me see. This tiny MC one I always have, but I don't remember what that one even does. Let's see. Where are you? Right here. Page Builder. That one's pretty useful. See, custom fields. Oh, that's what I was thinking about. So they have ones that actually keep track of how much people are visiting your site. See, contact forms. Oh, here's the other one, the Elementor Page Builder. Yeah, so there's a bunch of these. Much image compression and optimizer. See, like this one's got, so there's all sorts of different things that that they do. Okay, so once you install them, they don't work yet. You actually have to activate it. So I'm gonna hit activate. Oh wait, stay on page. I think the other ones are still installing. I'm worried that if yes, this says installing. So there was that one, and then this one. So I'm gonna wait for those two to install. And then when they get done, the page builder is going to be our main, our main force. That's what we're really going to use to make our stuff more than anything else. So I'm going to pause it, and hopefully this will be done soon. All right, so they've finally installed. Now you can just click on activate here, and that should turn it on. You can also, after you've installed them, waiting for this thing to activate, you can do it in the installed plugin section. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't pressed it. Come on. It's so slow. Come on. Gimme. Alright, maybe I'm going to pause it while that activates. Alright, so that went ahead and activated. I'm just going to exit out of that. It popped up. Usually they don't have something like that. Oh, that's why, because it actually opened up Elementor. So you can see that now we have this extra tab here called Elementor, which is like a special one for itself, and it has all these things. Now I don't really use that too much. So the other way to basically turn on these plugins is I'm just going to go to installed plugins. And wait again. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to activate this one. And we can also deactivate them, and you can also delete them. Okay, so and you can see the same thing as with the themes. You can buy them, so they have like pro ones. Like anything else, the free stuff's not generally as good as some of the other things. So hopefully good. Now that one is on, and I'm going to also activate this one. To turn that one on. And sometimes I put some other ones on, but it kind of depends on your site and what you want to do. So obviously if you're doing a portfolio site, you might find some plugins that, are good for setting up images, or one that does a slideshow, that sort of thing. So these plugins are now installed, so that's all fine and dandy. Now you'll notice that the other two, they don't really show up here, but they will show up on this. So if I go to my pages, which this is how you make each page of your site. Some of these other things do, whatever, but most of the bread and butter is going to be in here. So right now you see we have sample page, and we have this privacy page, but you see it says draft. That means that one's not up. Sample page is the one that's actually showing up at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll just make we'll make a new page. So I'm going to add new. Boop a doop a doop. Okay. Oh, it is so fast. But you didn't know that all you're going to be doing is hearing me complain about how slow this is all day. But that's what's happening. Alright. And I'm just going to call this one home. Now, normally what you do is, this is actually based off of like blogging, so you would just type in like blah, 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 blah. And that's fine, but it doesn't really, I mean, it's just going to be like, it's just going to be that default thing set up like this. What I like to do instead is go to Page Builder. Okay. And now what we can do is we can work with the Page Builder itself. You see there's also this edit with Elementor, but we're going to use this. So you, just like in Bootstrap, you're going to add they have pre-built ones, so I'm not going to use that. They have rows. So I can add a row, and I can say how many columns, and you can decide on the percentage that they're going to take. And just like in Bootstrap, it will actually, we're going to make one less, we're just going to do one big one. It'll actually stack and scale. Now, once you make a row, you have to add, add a cell here. So we did one column. Let's see. Let's see, layout builder. Why am I? So layouts, add row. I want to add a widget, and the widget we're going to add is just going to be, where are you at? Arbitrary text. Okay. Actually, let's add another widget. Well, you know what? Actually, close. We're just going to leave it like that. So I add arbitrary text, hit edit, and then it's going to bring up this little thing here. Okay, so this is, I'm going to pull this down. This is where you would type the stuff in. Now, you'll see that we can just type in what we want here. Oh, you know what? I don't have my menu items up here. Or, if I go to text, did you know there's a custom HTML widget now? I don't care about that. Whatever. If I go into here, I can actually code my stuff. So, like, let's say I wanted to do an H1. So I'll do H1, and then I'll just say, you know, cones example. Okay. Then H1, just like we've been coding this whole time. And if I go to visual, you'll see there it is. Okay. So this is what it will look like. This is like the code that's behind it. Okay. And we'll just hit done. And we will hit publish. And this will actually publish the site. Now what it's going to do is it's going to execute it. And then we can see it. But let me, let's see. Give it a second. Seems extra special slow today. I don't know. Killing me, Smalls. There it goes. Alright, okay. And you can revert back to the normal if you want to do that. So then what I would do is I usually just do this. I'll just do edit, I'll duplicate row, and have another one. So maybe on this one, I would go through and hit edit. And then let's do Lipsum. Generate one Ipsum, and I'm just going to grab a bunch of this text like it means something. I'm just going to copy that, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in here. Alright, and that done, and then again update, and I can go ahead and actually click on this to actually preview the site. So I middle mouse button clicked, which opens up in a new tab. If you just click on it, it's going to go to it, and then you'll have to like go back to get to the other thing. All right. So you can kind of see this is what it's looking like so far. Yeah, that's the basic lump sum of it. It doesn't look like it's. I don't think the update happened quite yet. Let's close that out. Come on. Extremely slow. But you get the basic idea. So at this point, though, we basically have got it set up. What you're going to want to do is install those things there. It looks like the... Yeah, it doesn't look like my whatchamacallit came through. Let me look at appearance. Themes. I feel like my theme didn't install properly or something. Anyway, that's what, yeah, why is it, that's why. Why is it not activated? Let's try this again. Activate. It keeps showing that one for some weird reason when it should be this one. Give this a second. I'm going to pause it. Alright, so now it's saying it's active. Let's go back here. Let's refresh this page. It should hopefully look like the other one. For whatever reason, it's doing the other thing. There you go. So now you can see it actually looks like that template from the other one. Okay. And yeah, so we have the basic pages and kind of things set up. We are going to do some other stuff with this in order to make it like work, but we have kind of the basic starts. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be it.